Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to Lightning Storm, the series where lightning always strikes twice as we talk about everything that has happened in the past week for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. Now, compared to some of the last couple of weeks, I didn't think we were going to really have a lot to talk about for this week, but then Thursday happened with the Alien Ranger 5-pack, and we have some other things to talk about here, so let's go ahead and get right on into it. So over the last couple of weeks here on Lightning Storm, Deluxe Wave 2 has definitely popped up a consistent amount of times here. Of course, talking about how it was in stock on Big Bad Toy Store and Amazon and such like that. I've posted my video reviews of both of the figures in the wave, but they are now starting to be found at Target stores. So this is the first time, as far as I know, besides like local comic shops and stuff that I think have also kind of got them in, that we actually see Deluxe Wave 2 on shelves in the US. Because they are just regular retail releases, so it's nothing too surprising there. You know, they should just be on store shelves in Walmarts and Targets and stuff like that, just like the regular waves, but it's nice to finally see them out there. The only problem is, since they are plastic repackaging, you have no way of knowing if you're going to get one of those defective Time Force Blues that are, you know, all the rage these days, popping up all over the place, because that figure just is a huge mess, absolutely is. But if you wanted to go ahead and get Deluxe Wave 2, not off of online retailers, you can do so at Targets and stuff like that, just like with Wave 12, which has also been popping up at Targets a lot more frequently. I think before we'd only really had Walmart spottings for the wave, but now we've seen some Target spottings for the wave, so it seems like Target's kind of just got all the new stuff in right at once. No Wave 13 in stores yet, because Wave 12 is only just now hitting the pegs, kind of, you know, filling all the shelves and everything like that just in time for the holidays, which is really, really nice because it is, for the most part, the most recent wave. You know, you do have Wave 13's figures from Big Bad Toy Store, so like technically Wave 13 is the most recent release wave, but it's still going to be probably a little while until we actually start seeing that wave in stores and stuff like that, especially because we still don't even have Coda out from the online retailers. So if you want to start getting Deluxe Wave 2 and Wave 12 from stores, you might want to go ahead and start checking your local Targets. Next up for this week, we have some Ross stuff to talk about here. So Ross is like a discount store. I don't think I have any near me. I don't think I've ever actually been to a Ross, but this is actually somewhat old news, I think, but I've started to see more and more sightings of it, so I wanted to tell you guys about it. If you never got the A-Squad Green Ranger figure, which was a Best Buy exclusive so far, our first and only Best Buy exclusive released in 2021, you can possibly find him at a Ross, apparently. So people have been posting some pictures on sale for like $10 at Ross. I think some of the other A-Squads were there as well. I think I remember seeing pictures of red and yellow. If I have, I'll try to maybe put a picture up or something of that. But it is interesting to see this figure there. It's obviously no longer been a Best Buy exclusive. We have seen over the last couple of months it pop up on Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth and stuff like that, when those stores were getting their kind of own shipments of previously store exclusive figures like A-Squad Green. So I get it. The A-Squad figures I don't think sold very well whatsoever. They're a very obscure team that Hasbro decided to put out there, but I think that they are pretty cool figures, especially A-Squad Green, because you have that in-space black helmet painted green, which is something that like you only get with SPD there. So I like this figure a lot. It's definitely worth $10 in my opinion, and you might be able to find it at a Ross if you have one of those. So Wave 13 has started to pop up for more and more people getting their shipments in from Big Bad Toy Store, and with it we've seen some quality control problems, because of course we have. Now there has been some problems with Wave 12 figures arriving from Big Bad Toy Store as well, and actually just kind of the wave in general. Quality control between all of the stuff coming out at once, you know, it's kind of interesting. When you have 9 Lightning Collection figures release a lot earlier than they were all supposed to, they're not all going to be that great, huh? So, especially in this initial batch of figures probably all coming out at the same time, there is just a ridiculous amount of problems going on with there. We've talked about Time Force Blue last week. We're not going to dwell on him, but I have seen some problems with some of the Wave 12 figures, like Wild Force Blue, for example. I surprisingly, shockingly, honestly, saw another person get one like mine where it was missing accessories and was resealed by Amazon. So I don't know how that happened. It's not the same one that I got because I haven't even returned that one yet. Even though I did get a replacement, so that's very strange. I don't know how that's happened at least 2 different times. Same thing with Lost Galaxy Green. I've seen a couple people at least twice from Big Bad Toy Store get Damon in with no Damon head. So that's great. So yeah, everything's just going great there, and Wave 13 is no exception. So next week on the channel, you guys will start to get to see my Wave 13 reviews. I did get the 3 of them from Big Bad Toy Store, and I've been making the videos and everything like that over the last couple of days. My Beast Morphers Yellow has some problems, which you will obviously see in more detail in those videos, but you'll get a little sneak preview here now. My Beast Morphers Yellow has some paints, like scuffs, and like almost looks like a thumbprint or something on the silver paint on her helmet. It almost looks like a battle damaged version or something. Now that can be wiped off pretty easily, so I'm not too upset about that. I'm more upset about the giant hole in the front of her box because of just how thin these plastic-free packaging like boxes are, so that's very unfortunate. But the biggest culprit in this wave in terms of QC problems so far, even though I have seen some people get like broken putrid hands and stuff like that when they're trying to swap them, is Izzy Dino Fury Green. So thankfully, for the most part, and you'll see this in my video as well, my Izzy figure turned out perfectly fine. I have her sitting right here, that's why I'm looking at it here. But I've seen some wild quality control problems with this figure that are just insane. So, you start with, the simplest ones, right? Broken feet, that happens. It's definitely happened in the Lightning Collection before. People have broken joints and stuff like that because they've just gotten one that's too brittle. Whatever. It's not good, but it's not as bad as some of these other things. Some people have not had the Dino Fury Morpher on her wrist at all, which is very strange how that is even possibly happening. And speaking of the wrists and the whole arms, one person, which I cannot even believe is real, one person had their figure with the arms swapped somehow. So the silver arm was on her right arm and vice versa with the green one. That, I guess, could be fixed, but I don't even know how that ever possibly happens. One person got 2 Dino Fury green helmets and no Izzy head, I think, or they got 2 duplicate helmets or something. Which, how is that possible? Because this figure comes packaged in the box with an Izzy head on already. I don't know, but my only problem with mine is that her saber was ridiculously bent because of the fact it's just floating in a bag of tissue paper and shoved into a box. So I kind of have her in this, oh, my sword is messed up pose. But besides that, my Izzy is, well, she's a little loose right there, as you might be able to see. But besides that, this figure turned out perfectly fine for me. But I was terrified to open it because of all the problems that people were having with her. So she seems to be kind of the worst one so far. We'll see what happens with Coda whenever he does finally get released. Hopefully he's good. Really hope he's good, because besides that, with the paint thing on my Beast Morphers Yellow and that saber, Wave 13 is really good. It's just some people have some bad quality control problems with some of them, which just continues to keep happening, but is definitely a lot worse when it's brought into the fact with the new plastic-free packaging. It just makes it a lot worse, and this needs to stop happening. Alright, now we do have some updates to talk about with the Alien Ranger 5-pack, so I waited until kind of towards the end of the video to talk about it, because we don't have a ton to talk about with it, but we have some interesting stuff to talk about with it. So if you guys did not see already, there was a full episode of Lightning Storm that was uploaded 2 days ago when the actual 5-pack box was leaked by the UK retailer In Demand Toys. It was a nice video where I went all in detail about the 2 pictures of the box. We're not going to do that here. We've already talked about it. There's really nothing else to talk about with the box because I already talked about 2 pictures of a box for 10 minutes. But we have a little bit of information about this set now. We still, as of the time of this recording, which right now it is 2:54 p.m. on the Friday before you're seeing this episode, so it's yesterday at the time if you're watching this on the day that it releases, and we still don't have an official reveal for this set. Now, I'm not expecting one necessarily anytime soon. Hopefully we get some kind of fan stream or something in December. We had a Fan First Friday in December last year, so it's not unprecedented that we would get one in the month of December, and we have some other stuff for them to announce, like Wave 14 and stuff like that. That'd be really nice for them to actually get around to talking about now. But basically, we had already kind of speculated in the video that this was probably going to be an Amazon exclusive 5-pack, and In Demand Toys has confirmed that fact. They confirmed in their post, they posted a little update to it on their Facebook page, that this is going to be an Amazon exclusive / Pulse exclusive, so obviously Amazon exclusive with limited quantities on Pulse. Now, we still don't know if it's actually going to get a UK release. That's what In Demand Toys was kind of talking about there. Hopefully it's up on Amazon UK or Hasbro Pulse UK, because I know that the Psycho Ranger 5-pack has been a complete nightmare for people in the UK to try to get. Same thing with the Astronomy Ecliptor 2-pack. So hopefully, we haven't had an Amazon exclusive since that in Finster, so hopefully they get that worked out a little bit there, because those seem to be pretty difficult exclusives for people in the UK and other countries to get, of course. Some countries are going to get it, apparently. Good old Malaysian retailer Justin Hunts posted on their Facebook page that they will be getting the sets, which they actually were the first place ever in the world to have leaked the Psycho Ranger team pack nearly 2.5 years ago at this point, so that's pretty fun. But yeah, so interesting things with that. Now, this is really interesting. So something happened Thursday night that I still don't have an explanation for, and it's one of those things that just happens sometimes with the Lightning Collection and my coverage of it. that just, it's these little moments that I absolutely love this kind of stuff because it's so fascinating to me. So in my video, and the entire fandom was talking about this a lot in relation to the set, I had talked about how Alien Yellow showed on the box art and the back render that he was going to have a yellow triangle painted onto his chest, like below the little collar piece there, when the suit from Cock Ranger and Alien Rangers is supposed to have a black diamond. Now, I did talk about in the video how in the past, looking at you, Time Force Blue, again, the box art has been horrendously wrong, and then the figure has been fine. It actually has the correct thing. And I was hoping that that could possibly be the case here. It looks like it might be. So, randomly out of nowhere, I posted this tweet, right? That was a poll for which Lightning Collection figure from Wave 13 you guys would like to see the video for first, which as of the time of recording this, Izzy is winning that poll, so she will be the first video to come out for my Wave 13 reviews. But then randomly out of nowhere, on Thursday night, this comment was posted that just basically said, "Hey Josh, just watched your video and can confirm that the figure will have a black triangle with a zoomed in picture of what is very clearly one of the promo shots that we still have not been able to actually see yet for the Alien Ranger 5-pack. And this one is actually one of those ones that we would see in some kind of environment or diorama with an actual prototype of the figure there, which is kind of like what we've had with Time Force Blue, where that one confirmed to us that he would have the proper chest symbol, even though the box was all over the place. So this is definitely one of those. It's just really, really zoomed in, and you can kind of see it's like in a pose where he's like gripping the back of the handle of the sword. But like, where did this picture come from? I have no idea. In-Demand Toys didn't post it. I haven't seen an Amazon International link pop up yet, which is certainly a possibility to happen soon, because now that we know it's Amazon, I'm looking at Amazon pages to waiting for it to pop up, because it's probably going to pop up early at some point. But like, this is crazy to me. I don't know who this person is. They don't follow either one of my accounts. They just randomly responded to that tweet with a picture that they somehow have zoomed in, which means that they probably have the main full picture, which they hinted and implied at when I tried to reply to the tweets. But yep, no idea, absolutely no idea. But it looks like the black triangle, I keep always wanting to call it a diamond, it looks like the black triangle on Alien Yellow is going to be there, which is great. Hopefully it actually is, because that was really like my only main complaint about the set, besides the lack of Aquitian heads or civilian heads for them, which I really, really wish that they had, and a lot of people do. But that was one thing to where you could have like fixed it with like a Sharpie or something if it really, really bothered you. But I'm glad that it seemingly is going to be correct. And so now we're just waiting for Hasbro to officially reveal the set, reveal the price point, reveal the release date, all that kind of stuff there. And I will be posting about it on Lightning Fig PR as soon as I possibly know. And I also will be updating both the episode of Lightning Storm from this past Thursday and today's episode whenever that happens. And of course, I'm sure I definitely will probably be doing its own separate Lightning Storm episode because it didn't happen in time for this weekend. And I don't know when it's going to happen. So we're all just kind of waiting for the Alien Ranger 5-pack to be officially revealed. And then finally for this week, we have an update to the Zord Ascension Project website, which is honestly pretty surprising to me. So we knew this was a thing that's been kind of going on with the Lightning Collection Zord Ascension Project over the last couple of months. I think they had teased like a year ago that they were doing this big website to go alongside with the Zord Ascension Project that would feature like stats and artwork and stuff like that of any Zords that they made in the line. And so far we had seen one for the Dino Megazord page, and there was even one for the NFT Black and Gold version page, which just shows a bunch of stats and other cool stuff like that. But there was no indication that the Dragon Zord had been added to that yet. And in my Dragon Zord video a couple of weeks ago, I scanned the QR code in the box, which is where it actually is supposed to lead to, and it led to nothing. But now there is an actual updated page on the Zord Ascension Project website for Dragon Zord, so I will be leaving a link to it in the description below. It's a really nice little page. It shows all the little stats for him, has a little like render you can spin around and everything. It shows its first and last episode appearance, which apparently it only appeared in 26 episodes of Power Rangers, which does seem about right, which I never really thought about that before with how, with how often the Green Ranger was losing his powers. It definitely seemed like that was probably accurate. But I do always like these little things. I think this is really, really cool. To get this for the Zord Ascension Project, I was worried because Hasbro definitely would hype something up like this and then never do anything with it. And I was really afraid that they would never do anything with it beyond a Megazord. But at least we have Dragon Zord here, so now hopefully we get one for Astro Megazord, but that's probably going to be a couple months from now, because I think this is pretty cool. Just kind of an extra little thing. It's like a digital version of the Lightning Collection, or a special aspect of it that you can only have digitally. It's cool, so I like it. But there will be a link for it in the description below if you'd like to explore the site for yourself. And with that is going to do it for this week's episode of Lightning Storm. Of course, until next time, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on anything I talked about down in the comments below. And of course, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LiveRangerKey or at LightningFigPR. And I'll see you all in Lightning Storm. This is your lightning always strikes twice.